Okay, we're here with Grant and Brenton Byrne from Byrne Partners at Peak Hill. Just got a couple of questions just in regard to their Horsch Tiger. They've got a 6MT here. The machine's about 3.5 years old now, Grant. Just firstly, can you just give us a bit of a rundown on your farming operation, what crops you're growing and what you're doing with the family business, mate?
Yeah, right, yeah. So we're 20 k's west of Peak Hill here. We're on 6,500 hectares, dry land, broadacre farming. We crop wheat, canola, barley, chickpeas, dabble in a bit of sunflowers, sorghum, corn. We try and grow, when there's moisture, we try and grow a crop, try to make money out of it. We originally were merino, full merino. With the wool boom and the failure of the wool years ago, we got out of that, so now we're just dry land cropping, full on dry land cropping.
Yeah, good stuff. So, as I said, we've had the Tiger here for 3.5 years. Probably, what sort of hectares do you reckon you've done in that time, mate?
I think including country that we've taken the machine away into, we've done 4,000 to 5,000 hectares.
Yep. And what predominant depth are you running this machine at? What sort of depth settings on the tines are you getting this down to?
We running it between 300 and 400 mils, predominantly 350 mils.
Wow, that's in there.
And it stays there.
Yeah. And your soil types here predominantly would be what?
Predominantly, our trouble soils are very hard setting slating clays, very heavy, right. Perfect country to make bricks out of.
Yep. So have you seen any evidence of that the soil structure change after using this, and in those, have you seen any benefit by having used the Tiger?
I think the big advantage that we've got out of it so far is that it actually moves the organic matter from on top of the soil to depth, where the microbes and things can break it down quicker and easier, and we don't have the stubble ladings that are causing us problems. We've had an instance where we had a heavy barley crop in on Bunaroo and a couple of bog holes, and we were only playing with it when it was new. And I went down after we'd done it and tried to find the stubble, and we couldn't actually find any stubble in the headland where we had this problem. And we dug down with a shovel, and it had actually laid the stubble in a mould drain, as it were, probably 150 mils down.
Yeah,
exactly right. What we wanted to do was to move that organic matter and the heavier nutrition soil from the top surface down to depth, so that particularly when it's dry, when the roots are growing down to that moisture at depth, there is nutrition there. We're feeling as though we're getting a nutrition band in the top 75 mils in our cropping country.
Yeah.
And as you know, the phosphorus will not move.
Yeah.
So the only way we can get that down is to incorporate it into depth. And you only probably got to do it once every 5 or 6 years, but it'll be enough to get some organic matter down there, so we'll get more root growth down there. We'll get more, with your more organic matter, we're going to get more worms, we're going to get better biology.
Yep.
So
that's
sort of where we're heading with it.
Okay, so what speed are you running this at that sort of depth?
About 8 k's.
About 8 k's. So 4.4
hectares. Pushing
4
sort of
hectares an hour.
4.8 to 5 hectares an hour.
And fuel usage per what do you reckon?
Depending where you drag it into.
Yeah, it depends on varies really on the soil structure. If we were on a paddock the other day that ran from 46 litres to 90 litres, so in the heavy compacted sodic end, waterlogged end, it was using everything we had, and then by the time we got to the other end and we're running at 1500 revs and 10th gear and just rolling along.
Has it been an easy machine to set up and use? And obviously 3 metre transport's a big advantage for getting around roads, but when you get it to the field, is it easy to set up and go, or you just leave it?
It's set and forget. For us, really. Once we get it set up at the depth we want, and so we just drag it at that depth with the disc. The biggest thing will be whether we're getting any movement in the discs.
Yeah.
If it's a bit tight or a bit dry and the discs start to chatter a bit, we'll actually put some shims in and take some weight off the discs.
Yeah.
Because they're the seems to be the things that pull us up is how much weight we put in the discs, and we really make it plough.
Yeah.
So it's not.
Well, that's good. No, and the reason we're doing these interviews is to talk to people that have the machines in the field for quite a while and just see, how the reliability is of the machine, how it's performed. Are you seeing a benefit from, cost saving or a yield increase? And but would you say you're happy with the reliability of the machine?
I honestly, we had a couple of instances with a few bolts breaking, but I can't remember at any stage that it's let us down. We drive into a paddock and drive out a week later and it's still rolling. So
It's done.
a few grease points. Other than that, no, it does. The reliability, it's as good as you get, I think.
Yeah. And the engineering, you've got a fair bit of engineering background.
Horsch is Horsch, isn't it? Like, it is the Rolls Royce. If you want something built properly and welded properly and even finished properly, go to Horsch.
Yeah. So, in finishing here, would you recommend the Tiger to other farmers? And if so, why? Why would you?
Got anything?
I hope I would.
I would buy another one and run two of them. That's how impressed we are with them. I think the fact that we can set it up as a deep ripper, so we lift up the packers on the back and we lift the discs up and just run as tines. We can put the discs right in and lift the tines out, so we're using it as a plough. So we've really got three machines in one, and we can, if we want to, we can set it to do exactly the job we want, and we know that it's going to work, and we know that things aren't going to fall off it. I would definitely, if anyone is even contemplating buying a plough, this is what I'd buy.
So, as a tool in the shed, how would you rate this one as having as a tool in the shed?
Yeah, I think most tools you got do one job. This one's doing three, so multiple tools.